super boost on the Sven with the IO. He's just gonna farm up, and it's gonna be real hard for Undying this game.
All right, let's it.
Yeah, I'm just following suit. I'm going as well with the Sven IO. Seems very easy to execute this trap. I'm not sure if PA was the right answer as the last pick, but maybe they have something in store for us, something that we didn't expect at first.
I think the only possibility of them taking this game is Bryle absolutely dominates the map. Is that going to happen? Potentially, yes. Bryle has had some really nice Razor performances, and just to kind of balance the scales a little bit, I will go with Undying. I do think LGD have a better draft, but I think Undying have more to play for here, so I will root them going into this game 3, and let's find out how this one's going to go down with our casting duo of Bcop and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much. Coming into this game, number 3, Undying taking game 1, LGD taking game 2. Mo, any thoughts, predictions, wise words?
Ancients, Bcop.
Oh.
Ancients is what I like Nomad. Nomad's an ancient. I think if they can get lots of stacks going for the Sven, I think it's really difficult for Undying to come in and like contest them. They have the Tidehunter, but it's really slow, right?
Right.
So I think if LG can control their triangle, hit a good timing with the Sven. Yes, they have Razor, but there's a relocate to worry about as well. So, and there's like Stampede to worry about. So getting this link off on the Sven every fight might not be easy. There's like grip. I really struggle to see how Undying can like take this game unless they really like force the tempo early on.
Saberlight just kind of walking into a bad area of the map for them. They're going to try and get this kill here onto the Tide, just falling short. They'll push him away. On the other side of this, though, Faith Beyond getting low, and he'll end up being first blood.
There's the combo. You have to be so careful about the Shadow Demon Marana. Is he gonna? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you just walk back to base on the Tide. No. Okay.
Okay. Leaves him with 1 tango, but he's got a courier coming out with a salve. Oh gosh. Disruption arrow. Faith Beyond trying to survive the illusions. The right clicks, not enough. Does have a salve. That is a nasty combo.
That could have been really bad as well, because he just TP'd back to lane, right? I really like this play. It's something the panel was saying that they thought Centaur was going to have a really good time. This dev is so annoying. And the way you counter that is by obviously running a tri-lane at the start with the Shadow Demon Marana, which is fantastic. And now all of a sudden the Centaur doesn't have a lane at all. Yes, Tide's going to struggle as well, but I think the Centaur is a hero that needs far more than the Tide does.
Tide getting body blocked right now, and that'll force Moomiander to come bottom, which will alleviate the pressure up top.
Is ours.
That actually feels pretty good for LGD that they were able to force Moomiander to come into the bottom lane.
Yeah, but they forced so much regen out of the lane already onto the center, and so that like where you want it to have this really good start, especially from like the level 2 mark where it should feel really good, might fall a little bit behind now. Kind of secure the PA's farm early on.
Yeah, Faith Beyond desperately wants to get into that early Vanguard.
We didn't pull the whole wave on Moomiander. The aggro didn't. Okay.
Wonder what build Shinky is gonna go on this IO.
I mean, you would have to. You would assume it would be the mech this game, right? But
yeah, with the headdress start, right?
Yeah, for sure. Pipe doesn't really have a huge amount of value here this game either, so.
And we'll see what Tomato does in his top lane. He's having a great time so far.
And the thing, look at the CS between the Centaur and the PA now because of the start that they made with the tri-lane. The Centaur can't push up and be as aggressive because he doesn't have that salve and the regen to fall back on anymore.
He'd love to have something to work with, and now Shinkyu getting low. Will just survive. He's got that stick to work with, has a tango. He's got regen from 1 still lingering.
Brile doing
Stormhammer.
Oh.
Yeah, Saberlight's pretty tanky in this lane, and like you said, I'd be shocked to see him die. He's gonna struggle a little bit in terms of getting CS, but you just really ultimately care about how quickly he can get that Ravage if it's gonna be a tough lane for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be a tough lane, right? Especially when they start with a tri-lane. Oh, nice pick up on the courier by Ame Sven. But yeah, like you say, when you get the Ravage online, it's a completely different hero. But like we said, when the Sven is the hero that's going to be taking these ancient stacks and things, you want the Tide to be able to go in and evade. So if he's not having a good time, could really struggle.
Beyond in a lot of trouble. They've got the Shadow Poison. They have the right clicks. They'll get the kill, and it's going to be credit for Tomato with the last hit.
Nice by Dubu as well there. Releases the poison to allow Tomato to get the last hit. Yeah, that's cool.
Already looking like a good start for Undying, something that they really need.
Gold is a great conductor.
Is it enough right now from Jawade and Ame? They're CSing pretty well, but is it well enough?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing okay. I think, again, it's the stacks for the Radiant side. You know, you have Lesh, you have Sven. And I haven't seen Bane a huge amount in this top lane, so I'm assuming he has been stacking. But yeah, there's what's the ancient stack and the big counter stack. But they do have a ward on Dire side on the cliff, so they know the stacks are there.
And that stack's gonna, or that ward's gonna run out in just a moment, but they are aware of at least one stack in both camps. Disruption again on the Faith Beyond. He's got 3 stacks of Shadow Poison on him. And that one's not going to land, so it'll expire. He's taking a lot of damage from these creeps and illusions. Just have a ring of health to work with, so that extra regen. And now passed over a salve by Y.
So I'm looking towards the 6-minute runes here already for both sides. If Undying do this thing again where they bring both the supports mid to get the 6-minute runes, that could be very sad.
For sure.
Innocence might be in trouble here.
Yeah, getting run down, and I think that Shadow Poison is more than enough, but he's nightmared up, so the right click and the last shot goes to Tomato once again. He's 2-0-1, involved in all 3 of the kills that Undying have for the moment, which is really pushing him forward. He's 400 gold ahead of where the Sven is, and you look at where he's at compared to Faith Beyond, and he's almost doubling his net worth.
Again, both the supports just come mid, and all of a sudden, they're just going to invade and try and take the stacks. And they steal the bounty as well. Arrow? Ooh.
Just missing. Y coming over, and I'm not too certain who he wants to go for. I'm not too certain he knows himself. He walks right by Mumiander. Looked like on his way to go after Brile, but I think he's lucky he gets out of there with his life.
You get nothing.
Cool. Faithman's going for TP away because he knows the support duo is coming towards the top lane.
Yeah, TP's mid.
This deep warding as well. Well, they see everything at the moment. They saw the stacks before. They see them stacking here as well. I think Razor was stacking some ancients there as well on the Dire side. Just the big camp. Oh, the movement's
a little bit low, but
here comes the disco pony.
He's trying to get away. Stifling dagger is not going to be enough. Joey secures his first kill. Chip vest gets dropped. Pass that on.
Yeah, you assume you give that to the center, right?
Who is getting chased here by Brile. Turns for a hoof stomp, and Brile really knowing the range of that hoof stomp real well. And I think Faith Beyond kind of knew it too. Knowing if he had thrown it, he would have missed anyway, yeah.
That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Oh,
Ravage ends up top, stifling dagger. They get the kill on Shinkyu. The look over for Zhao Wei. They want to get this +1, but they just don't have the stun, and they don't have the damage before he gets out.
We keep him though.
He made it to death.
Your ashes.
Why? I think he's dead too with Bryle coming over. They've got
Oh my goodness. What has just happened in these last couple of minutes or so?
Radiant's middle tower.
Death
is
and
under
destruction. They're getting Braziled right now.
LGD feel, sorry, not LGD, Undying feel like they're just
Radiant's
such a
top
well-oiled
tower is under
machine.
attack.
Like, they understand the rotations they want to make like 2 minutes before they happen. And this is the ancient stacking that we were talking about. If they can take this is massive.
It's not an if, it's a how quick.
And LGD are going to come over, but they're so late.
They're late. They'll use the stampede. They're going to try and make this worth their while. They're going to the Moonlight Shadow. Do they have the vision for this? They have a stun for Dubu. Arrow comes in, doesn't land, and okay, they get Dubu, but they lost the stats.
And that's rough.
Sven loses his ramp, and that's like getting your soul ring destroyed in Magic to start the game.
Radiant's middle tower.
Pretty obscure one, I know. 2K lead here for Undying.
I mean, Undying are here to play, man. This is. Yeah. I was really worried that, you know, there's almost the most pressure on them this tournament because they're the team from the NA. You know, NA haven't had anybody in this like last little era of like all these official tournaments and stuff in the boot camp time that haven't had a region to participate. You know, like or a team to participate in this region. So I know it's a little bit early for a lot of the NA people, so that we might not have many NA people watching at all right now. I'm hoping we do.
I'm an NA
here to support their guys, but it's yeah. I think they had the most pressure on them coming into this tournament, especially being matched up against LGD, this team that won the major. They've been consistently strong, but they've shown they can match up against the best.
Are scanning.
And there's almost like this mindset of probably people watching on Undying that it's like, oh, NA? Okay, well.
NA low?
Yeah, exactly. You spell NA, N-A-L-U-L.
Tower is under attack.
Nightmare placed on a Bryle, pulled off by Dubu. Ravage, stun, lands on a Bryle, and they're going to bring in this Io with the Sven. They're going to try and turn this one around. The Ravage is no longer available, so they don't have the lockdown. The Stormhammer comes in with the Tidehunter, and now they break the trees, but shall we? Oh, blown up! Whoa, and again, the track is dead. Get out of here. Ejection cord, pull it. It's time to leave.
Oh, they just missed the plasma field as well. Could have even been more. They didn't have the Bane level 6 there at 11 minutes. He's just brought the tome out. If they'd have had grip in that fight, maybe it could have been a little bit different, but
Joey just gets blown up, though.
It's so hard for them to start fights, though. Like, they have Nightmare, which is great, and I'm glad he's maxing that on Innocence because you need the cast range before the brain set.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they're going to run themselves back top again. They know there's no Ravage.
Try to at least take the tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gush, Starstorm, and Fiend's Grip, but oh boy, Zhao Wei, it's him against the world, and the world wins.
It just feels like in all 3 games so far, at this point in the game, and I feel like they're bringing numbers to every fight where LGD aren't. Like they always have the numbers advantage, is what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And Sven is farming. Like, Ame's doing well.
But again, it's another game that's on Ame. It's another game where it's Death Stranding. Everything's on his back.
But if this, what I was going to say is if this PA keeps up in relatively close to the Sven, and the PA is doing really well for like a core-to-core matchup, especially because it's Sven Wisp as well. Like, you expect these heroes to power farm, and the PA has Battle Fury at 12.5 minutes, speak up. That's ridiculous. When I was
and make a mark of the fact that Moon Meander's already, well, not as I finished the sentence, but is and was ahead of Faith Beyond.
Yeah. And when I was doing my when I was doing my research before the tournament, I was looking at net worth distributions of teams and things. And Tomato tends to get a lot more overall net worth of from like Undying in comparison to a lot of other carries in teams, because he plays a lot of these like hard carries, right? You know, like deuces and things and PAs. We saw the Naga last game. He tended, I think he got like 33, 34% of the overall net worth. I think most teams had about 29 to 30. So it's a little bit more significant.
Meander takes out another obs.
Dire's middle
Disruption
tower is under
arrow
attack.
coming through. Faith Beyond might still be in trouble. He lands the stun out on a Saberlight. Saberlight moving forward with Ravage if he needs it. He'll throw it out and ooh, okay. That was close. I relocate close too, and well, Faith Beyond ends up surviving there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of just moved over a foot, and that was enough to survive.
The regen rune.
Ooh, why?
Dire's bottom
He's very
tower
dead
is
on
under
his screen
attack.
already, and a crit will
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
get the kill there for Tomato. So 3-0-4 again, 7 of the 11. And like you said, that early battle fury going into the Deso next.
And when he gets the Deso as well, Sven without Warcry is not a tanky hero in terms of armor.
And
Like,
again,
this guy does struggle.
Faith Beyond, they're going to go from top. They get a kill bot, they move up top, they move in numbers, and they get another kill.
Well-oiled machine, like we were saying. They're
Yeah.
just... I don't know, I feel like LGD are just getting constantly picked up across this map right now. The 3-2-2 kill score dreams on as well, B-Cop.
It's still on for sure.
I'll take that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Man, Undying looking pretty crisp at the moment. I'll use that Stampede. They'll try to make an escape here on Faith Beyond, but the arrow lands and Moomiander's got yet another kill.
Grip mid though.
They'll look over and they'll kill off Tomato. The God Strength Fiend's Grip. It's enough to at least get the Phantom Assassin and slow down that Battle Fury farm
Radiant's top
of the
tower is under
PA.
attack. Radiant's top
You see
tower
that
is
nice play by
falling.
Ame as well there. He doesn't hit the PA, he hits the catapult. So that the cleave damage
Dire's
hits the
bottom
PA,
tower
so he
is
doesn't
under
have a chance of missing.
Dire's structures
Smart.
are fortified.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
And all of a sudden, it's
5,000
at
IQ.
1.4k net worth ahead. So
They're going to grab a tower. He's going to
this
come
is
over with the BKB. He's going to avoid the stun from Zhao 8. Zhao 8's immediately looking for the TP, but they've got themselves the disruption coming up from Dulu, who made the rotation over bottom. The right clicks are in, and there's the plasma field. Y trying to make something happen. The nightmare is out. Zhao 8 trying to survive, doesn't hit the stun, and now not only will he die, but looking like Y is going to be next. Ooh. Spirit Vessel reapplied. Arrow doesn't land. Almost hits Ame, actually, and ticks down to 34.
They're going to get the D ward though as well.
Under attack.
Meander with another D ward.
Just the net worth of Moomiander. Again, I hate to keep talking about the same things all the time, but ridiculous. I love that he's going to use this game as well. It's a really good game for it. Up against the Sven, you want to be able to try and control him up as much as possible.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think going Wind Waker eventually could be a really good choice this game too. Not a hero we see a huge amount of. Sorry, an item we see a huge amount of.
Bottom tower
Great
has
game, though.
fallen. Dire's
Legend
top
of
tower is
Zelda.
under attack.
Wind Waker. So, LGD, they are grouped
That's
up
not
as
Dota.
5, and it's not. And they're going to smoke up and try and make something happen. Recently got a kill on Tomato. Can they get anything now this time with this 5-man smoke? It looks like Undying. They are very ready with their positioning. Just being absolutely perfect to break the smoke. They've got the Cycling Dagger as well as the Ravage coming in with BKB, followed by Ame, but Zhao getting low. They've got 2. They'll buy back on the Bane. And already this fight is just over. The BKB duration is gone from Ame. And they bought back on Y for nothing. Great Ravage.
Sven gets his BKB off, otherwise it could have been much worse. But
oh yeah, it could have been. I don't want to say game ending because I think that's a little bit too harsh, but it would have been scales tilting. Very much into the favor of Undying.
And I think they would have been, scales would have been the only thing tilting.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be tilting to the caliber of Monet in that game.
I was going to say a master. Yeah.
So now the ones smoking are Undying. Not a healthy habit. Ame without a BKB is going to get caught. Stifling dagger comes through, and yeah.
It's just,
oh boy.
He's like, I'm here to relocate you. And they ping out the Wisp as well. They're like,
oh dear.
Oh no. Wisp?
They'll sit Saberlight by the creeps to try and clean those up so he can't tether out. Ooh, he tried. Try he might. Die he
like
will.
Normally this Wisp relocate play is really good, right? Because he's sitting in the trees on the side of the map. He's like, yeah, I'm here to save you if they go on you. But they kill him so quickly, it just doesn't matter. Oh, the disruption. Yeah, they get it.
Oh boy, Faith Beyond not looking like he's gonna survive, and there's another kill. 6,000 net worth lead. While those three are going for it, they are going to grab themselves Roche.
With 3 kills off B-Cop.
Eventually, we are 2 kills off from the other one.
That's true.
You know?
The funny numbers.
Well, when do you put it like that?
I started it, to be fair. It's my fault.
See, chat doesn't like cringe, and then they like funny numbers. I just don't get it. I just can't figure them out.
Like, careful. Oh.
Dire's top tower.
Nice, the top tower.
That's a really nice ward, actually. Yeah, it's gonna let them see the Lesh.
Trying to run, Stampede will come out. Oh, the arrow! Oh, the arrow.
Yeah, I think he cancelled it there because he was worried about getting hit by the arrow.
That was interesting because it started to come in as he was running backwards, and then if that had hit him, that might have been the tilt. That was the tilt moment right there.
Yeah, the arrow hits him before he's even dead. They call it. Yeah.
Where's Kaka to call the early GG when you need it? Blink Dagger is purchased for Ame. But again, Undying, when they have this lead, they do not like letting off the gas. That's something I've noticed, and whether, you know, that is a cool double-edged sword at times. Ooh, BKB already popped by Sven, so both the 9 and 8 second BKBs not amounting to anything.
Are they going on the...
But they're going to relocate top, and...
Shadow Demon's running up the river as well, so...
Ryle...
They need to bail.
He's going to show, and I think Y wanted to maybe jump in for a Fiend's Grip, but I don't think that's the right move, and he turned back around, and now he's the one who's going to get caught. Nightmare, and he's dead. Very dead.
You see that nice play by Dubu there as well. He attacks him with one of the illusions to take off the Nightmare as well. That was cute.
So just extending the lead. Ooh, Faith Beyond again. Oh, where's the Stampede?
Radiant's top tower is under
Did he accidentally use himself on the Mirana, I think? Unfortunately.
I think so. I think he went for it and then the blink away and he used himself. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Happens.
Oh! Faith Beyond again. Play with fire. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Ravage. Get him. Oh, okay.
You know that Ravage goes off and it's just like, as the tentacle gets there, he TP's out or something like that.
Radiant's top tower.
Oh yeah, it definitely wouldn't have hit, but it would have been great content though.
That's some quality content there.
And let's be honest, it's all about the content, B-Cup.
Yeah, of course.
You think people are here for the Dota? That's just not true. Everyone's here to watch somebody mess up, and then they can type LOL in Twitch chat. That's
Under attack.
How can I get those,
all we want.
those Reddit points?
yeah.
Clip. Post. Cringe.
So always BKB on the PA here. It's going to be a big timing in the game. The only thing they can really do at that point is just grip him. And easily cancelled by the dire side. Holes of Rana, they have Ravage.
Almost gets spotted again. They're going to find why, though. Arrow lands. Godlike for Bryle.
I always say Bryle's played really well this game. He's really impressed me.
Funny numbers.
One away. Cross your fingers, chat. This is... Oh no, they're smoked on Radiant. Oh no.
Blink Stormhammer, and there's a disruption to get the save. They're going to try and save this Razor, though. Missed it on the Ravage. It's in. Zhao in trouble, and Sven trying to stand his ground. Will pop the BKB, goes after Saberblade. He's got the God Strength as well, turning it, but they've got themselves the Moonlight Shadow, and the stun doesn't land. It's Zhao 8 who just skirts away, and, well, you don't get anything.
Is it bad? I wasn't looking at that fight in terms of who was better for which team. I was just really wanting Dire to get the kill. Yeah,
okay.
I wanted the funny number.
Okay.
They're still going here with the God Strength.
Joey in trouble. Plasma Field, Spain on the run. They're going to leave Joey to die. Stifling Dagger comes in, and we've got the funny number.
All right, now I can go back to watching the game properly. This is fantastic news.
Have you been paying attention to where Faithion's been farming recently?
Yeah, he's just doing his thing, you know?
In their jungle, cutting creep waves, trying to do what he can, try to get a tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, that's what happens though when you're this far behind in the game, right? Like, how do they even take fights? With a Sven, you want to be ahead in net worth. You know, never mind 8k behind. Oh, DD bottled on the PA. Nice.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Always lucky. Basher next.
Yeah, so...
Boy.
I was going to make the point before, Sven's really tanky with Warcry, obviously, for the armor against PA, but when you play against Shadow Demon, the Purge just takes it off the Sven anyway, right? So, yeah, you can just still fight the Sven, especially because of the mischance. Like, the Sven's nowhere near an MKB or anything.
I truly don't know how you fight this as OGD. Unless somehow you bide 20 minutes more of time.
You see they're TPing bot lane for Zhao 8 as well.
He's 1-6-1. He is not having a fun time.
I'll be honest, he's not had the best of series as well. I think at ESL he had some really great performances, right? But we haven't really seen it in this series so far.
And no Spirit Breaker or anything.
Undying have been really good.
Okay. Sven will take some stacks there. Using that relocate to farm.
Top tower is under attack.
He's going for the Silver Edge on Sven. Oh, bottom lane. And Zhao 8 now 1-7-1.
Oh, Bane's trying to TP.
He's got it.
Easy.
Moran had a Yules, Ravage, right again?
Well, Moran had a Yules, but they couldn't wake up the Nightmare in time, unfortunately.
Top lane, Stampede trying to leave, but they've got themselves the Bullwhip to try and slow down Ame.
A nice play by Tomato, so he's just holding himself, because waiting to see what happens there to the Razor before jumping in.
They smoke right after that, too. Even gonna find anybody? Throw down a ward and recognize that the camp is moving away, that they may be able to find something. Saberblade comes down to the high ground, and now Blink looking for the kill on a Saberblade. They've got the disruption with the BKB and now going into the Ravage. That hits on a GQ. As Saberblade, he goes to the backlines with the Anchor Smash, but they get the kill on a Bryce. It's going to be 9x3 going in the hands of Ame. They get the kill on a Y, but they end up losing Dubu. 2 heroes down on the side of Undying, and now LGD Oh, they find a beneficial trade for what seems to be the first time this game. Blinking forward, Stormhammer. Ooh, Tomato wisely backing away from Moomiander. He almost got hit by that Stormhammer that hit onto the Mirana if he was close. Lotus Orb, and now Jinkyu going to go down. Tomato gets the kill there with the BKB, and now going over on the Moomiander, but the blink forward from Ame. Stormhammer needs one more shot, and we'll get the kill out on the Mirana. So now they have the stun on a Brile. That comes through from Jowie. They'll look over at Faithion. He's trying to TP away. The damage from Tomato. A crit comes in. Coup de grace and knock him down.
Now, that last fight, there's two things I want to talk about. LGD, they get the Lotus onto the Sven, which like reflects the link back, right? So it means that he's not losing any damage in the fight, which is fantastic for him. Second thing, Innocence on this Bane completely takes two heroes out of the fight. Ooh, nice psychic headbands.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I think he slapped the Mirana and gripped the PA. So they were effectively taking a 3 versus 4 on LGD without the PA. So they had the numbers advantage, I mean, which is the main reason they won the fight and how the Razor ended up dying. So really well played by Innocence.
Yeah, finally a fight that goes the way for LGD. But Undying, they just have played this game to the T. And I don't know if one fight is going to really change the dynamic. But we've seen LGD do it before. There is hope, but Undying, again, I just... You got to have a lot of confidence with the way they've been playing, especially throughout the entire series. Nightmare onto an illusion, and that just
like, even though it feels like LGD have been in complete control the whole time, like the series is so close. So Undying have been in complete control the whole time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, because they've played really well, and it's just they're showing up. Win, lose, draw. Obviously, draw not possible. Ooh. Undying can kind of be happy with this series, but winning this series is definitely a flag plant. And you plant the flag, the territory is yours. You look great.
Nice positioning by LGD to try and break smokes there.
This is right by Roche too. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
The second Roche is a big game winner here for both teams. Even though they're only 6k net worth behind on LGD, right? So if they take one good fight where they get the second Aegis, maybe they put it on Jowie instead.
They're gonna go in as an old for Brile immediately, blowing up. And now the Ravage comes through. It's on to 4. The BKB gets popped by Ame. The damage coming up from Tomato, blowing up 2 heroes. They were there, then everybody blinked, and then they weren't. Oh my, Tomato. Chill out, man. That is so much damage.
Great ravage by Saberlight as well, though. Like just after the BKB's end.
The middle tower is under attack.
That was
3,100 damage in the matter of nanoseconds, milliseconds.
And yeah, it's in conjunction with the Shadow Demon though as well, with the Soul Catcher. So no God Strength for 60, but no Ravage for I don't know how long, but definitely longer.
$7K lead for Undying, still holding complete control of this one. Feels shaky at times, but they may shake. They may weeble, they may wobble, but they're not falling down. You ever have weeble wobbles?
No.
Well, toy you push over, they don't fall down. They just get back up.
I feel like you think what happens in America is exactly the same. It's like every place in the world.
So this is Aegis and potentially a shard for LGD under the noses of Undying.
Wow. This is a huge pickoff if they get it.
Because they've got the shard, which gives the Stormhammer Dispel.
Not the best thing this game, but it is good.
No, they give it over to the IO, so he's got the tether stun.
That makes more sense. Ooh, Titan 7 for the Sven as well.
That feels really good, especially in conjunction with the halberd.
Yeah, because all of a sudden the link damage, even if they get the good link off, it doesn't last like the whole fight anymore, right?
Moonlight Shadow looking for the blink into the Ravage before the BKB can go off from Ame, and just avoiding each other. Working with that Aegis though. The easiest of double kills to get.
This should make my life easier.
And kind of stemming the bleeding for LGD, but Undying, I think, still happy with their position in this game if they can hold this lead.
Oh, for sure.
Sven going for the Swift Blink. They smoke, they'll take the outpost, and they'll move.
Mumiander's the case. Gone away again, but I'd say hanging in the area. They want Saberlight to be the guy that takes it first, right? Like, runs into them.
Ooh. Know where Mumiander is now. But he'll
He has blink on Moon, right?
leap and blink. Gosh. Mano has another double damage.
I mean, Undying are just trying to avoid them at this point, right? Before, while they have the Aegis. Yeah. On LGD, unless they can take a really advantageous fight under a ward or something. I don't see them really trying to force a fight. They're going Vlad's on Tide, I think that was as well, which is obviously, in this late game, doesn't sound amazing, but for the PA, it's really strong. Having that, even that little bit of extra armor can help as well.
Both teams close to each other, but not fighting yet.
Does either team have a gem yet? I feel like that could be a big thing in the game. One team somehow gets vision control.
Mirana has gem.
Mirana has a gem, okay.
Undying kind of standing their ground. Hoping that maybe they catch someone inching a little bit too far out over mid.
Radiant are scanning.
And there's the blink forward from Ame. They were just positioned ready for that. Goes into the Silver Edge, and they've got the sentry down. They look over, they have the Stampede to leave.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You have to remember he has Aegis though, right, anyway, so even if they'd have killed him once, not necessarily just an easy pick-off.
It's whether or not he is able to get that BKB off in time to avoid Ravage that maybe follows up as he respawns. The whole time, Joey's putting pressure on the top lane.
He's fine as well, just TP'd away. What does he have coming out in the career on Sven? Is it Swift Blink? Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
A tithe to the impurities.
Such a slow game now. You know, Undying were doing so well, but all of a sudden LGD get one Aegis and it's like the whole game just completely changes. The whole dynamic.
And it's really slowed them down to the point where now it's a 4K lead. LGD are crawling their way back into it. Joey, despite the fact that he's 1-7-3, has more gold than Razor. He's not had the best game.
I mean, they've just been split pushing really well though, right?
Yeah, and that's compared to a 9-2-8 Razor, which is kind of nuts.
Did you see that? They thought about jumping there and then they realized that the Aegis didn't have long left, so they just ran away again afterwards. And Undying smoke as soon as the Aegis times out. They're ready to go.
Ooh, timeless relic for the Lestrak.
That's really good, especially with the stun as well. Like, because you have the layering up with the shard. Having the extra stun duration feels really good.
Sven going MKB next. Has the
That's to be
Paladin
expected.
sword, holding the Leveler too. What is she?
Yeah, I was wondering-
He's got Mech Shard and a freaking charm. I mean, his farm compared to the Marana is way off, and I feel like that's the difference maker overall, right? Is Moonyander's farm over Shinkyu's?
Yes.
This game is not really 5k, right?
Well,
I mean,
well,
it is, but it isn't. But is it like? Is that effectively like? Is that as big as a lead as that number shows?
I mean, 40 minutes into the game, 5k net worth lead is not really a huge amount anyway, right?
Yeah. Rules, but Jowie coming in, I believe missing that stun, and Tomato just gets a quick kill there onto the bank.
He missed it, but at the same time, it was a really good sidestep from Moonyander.
Ooh, Jowie, Ravage. They may
Are they gonna
want to just
Ravage?
blow it.
Oh.
I thought he might.
I'm really surprised they didn't use it, yeah. That was... Maybe he was just a bit unsure if he'd gone left or right, so I wasn't sure whether the Ravage would hit, but I think that's worth a go. Never mind.
As they come bottom, Faith Beyond pushes top.
Leveler for Dire side as well.
Tower is under attack.
Tomato holding on to the Penta-Edge sword, so...
Okay, that makes sense. Against the Sven as well, you want the procs.
Vanish.
Moonlight Shadow used here by Undying. They're gonna try and make something happen as the Leveler does fly out to Tomato, so he's holding both, similar to how the Sven is holding 3 items, neutral items. Sven holding
Double time.
Leveler, Paladin Sword, and Penta-Edge.
What level's the Wisp? Level 6. Is that 16? Okay.
And they've got 25 on the Sven now. I believe is what they were pushing for. He's level 25. He's got that 50% God Strength damage.
Yeah, definitely the choice this game. You know, Sven is your damage output.
Ooh, quick Roche, 1 minute.
Oh, we love the quick Roches.
Undying trying to keep these creep waves pushed out and potentially have a chance of going for a pretty fast Roche themselves. They're definitely postured and positioned correctly to do so. It's just a question of whether or not it's going to be up in time where LGD are not in the vicinity. And right now they're not.
Buyback?
Radiant are scanning.
No.
Jesus, he just has 3 components of an NKB and no buyback.
Yeah, he's bought the recipe and not held
Yeah,
the gold.
Then what I'm saying is, like, I'm assuming he's going to go and try and sell his boots or something here to be able to buy it.
Prize is mine.
Ooh, Courier. Is that? Yeah, that's a full abyssal. The Tomato. Moonlight Shadow. This might not be the fight you want to take. That's going to be a Ravage coming through. It only hits on a 2, but is it going to be enough to go after Y? They'll get the kill into the Bane. They'll stun lands on a Saberlight, who will be stunned again. No, just walks out of it. Now they're going to go for Roche. This is looking like they're giving it up.
I'm really surprised they're not. I'm really surprised they're not buying back because
I don't know if this is going to be in time. But gosh, the damage, the crit, it is an Aegis into the hands of Tomato. And a refresher shard. Now they've got another Ravage potentially for Tidehunter, and he's certainly going to put that into his inventory to pop now.
Yeah, like, you know there's no Ravage, right? I'm really surprised OGD didn't try and fight. Because if you give up that 3rd Roche for free, like you say, there's a chance of the refresher shard just coming through, and all of a sudden your team fight's like 10 times as difficult now with the double Ravage.
Ooh, yeah. Crit off that dagger. Now you've got to be worried about why he used his buyback. They didn't get anything from that. His positioning is going to be crucial in these fights. They're dealing with an Aegis on the Phantom Assassin as well as the Abyssal Blade. All of a sudden, It goes from 4K to 10K now for Undying.
And that's without an Ags upgrade. Like, normally the net worth gets inflated, right, if the Roche drops an Ags, but that's not even the reason.
The kill and a buyback being used. And they've got that MKB on the Sven. So is the MKB going to be enough?
Yeah, I think it's really good. I was going to say, I was really worried for Undying when that Ravage went off and they only got the Bane for it because he had buyback. So the fact they managed to get away with it and get the Roche and be able to wait and reset for the Ravage to be back up again, not even use the Refresher Shard, feels really good.
So in doing so, because they've waited, because he's gotten the Refresher Orb, they've passed the Refresher Shard over to the Razor.
Yeah, I mean, with the Ags as well.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the big builds last time, I think it was Envy that started doing it. I can't 100% remember this, but people would go like BKB Refresher, right? And they would have double ult and double BKB, which is really strong. And when you have the Ags as well, it's even better. Like, you see the talent at level 20 with the interval strike on the side of the Storm. You're reducing armor every hit, so not only is it good in its own right, but you have PA on your team as well.
Ame's not holding buyback.
I think that's a crazy thing, but at the same time, I think without net worth, they're probably not going to win fights anyway if they like hold net worth for buybacks.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't have God Strength, his buyback's not as valuable. But they're going to go top, they're going to relocate and try to go for something. Now they've got the disruption into the Ravage. They're able to kill off this. Oh, this Io's dead. That was Ame by himself. Oh no! They roll the dice. They roll a 1 and they both go down, and that is with no buyback on this Sven.
No, they didn't roll the dice, speak up. They threw the dice against a brick wall and it smashed. That was... Oh dear. Well, it's been a really close game for a long point, and it did feel like it was going to be one moment in the game which kind of decided it, right? And it was... Yeah, it might end up being that one.
Oh boy. They have to try and hold Jowie. He's level 25. He's going to try and make something happen. Faithbeyond goes in with a blink. They've got Moonyander throwing the arrow over, force that back, but the stun is starting to zone them out a little bit. Pandas gets popped. The stun will be even bigger this time, and they've got the Nightmare out on a Tomato. That'll be followed up by a stun coming in from Jowie. Now the hoof stomp. They're just trying to bide their time. They've got 35 seconds until they've got the Sven back up. They'll lose the mid-center racks. Gush continuing to fly in from Saberlight. Only one set of racks. They've got a top tier 2, so this time at least they didn't go for the tier 4s. The stun's really doing a good job here. They've got the Nightmare once again. Tomato, you get the stun. They go up for the PA, but there's the blink as well. The racks that comes through the 2. They've got the Refresher being popped by Brian with the BKB, and now they're going to try and chase them down. They've got the relocate out. They take the Aegis out of the hands of Tomato. Now they're going to try and follow it up from Innocence with maybe a Nightmare into a Fiend's Grip. Bane has to watch his positioning. They'll look over as Tomato does get out for a second. The stun doesn't land on the Moonyander or Tomato. They look over at 2, but they might be able to get the kill here on the Shadow Demon, and they will at least get that.
Oh, these Lesh stuns made it so awkward for the PA to hit buildings. Like, he was so scared about just running in and just hitting the building and then get hit by a Lesh stun, right? And they kind of just dance around, and they're really unsure what to do on Undying because it's such a difficult scenario. And they get punished really hard for it. Great fight for LGD. Yes, they lose a set of racks, but the fact they only lost a set of racks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt like there was a chance there for them to be punished a lot more.
Certainly could have been punished a lot more. Overwhelming blink now picked up for Faithbeyond, who's kind of felt like he's had this lackluster game. He's also 1-8-4. When Faithbeyond and Jowie are combined 2-15-8, you know something's not going right, but they're still in this game. They're still in it.
They just don't deal with the split push very well on Undying. Like, they don't have great wave clear, so.
Ooh, Jowie almost getting
Did he
potentially caught
for his hex on Jowie?
No, he's holding 6,600 golds.
Okay.
He's looking to go for an overwhelming blink. They're going to come through. They found themselves the IO, but they've got the Nightmare. Jinkyu going to tether, has the mech, and now Moomin. He's sent through his stone. They've got the Silver Ranger going to the Ravage. Saber gets the Ravage over Ame as well as Jowie, but it's not going to be enough damage. The look over is the God Strength's going to be popped by Ame, and the look over the Brow. They're trying to get this Razor, and now Beam Grip through on a Tomato that's taking the PA out of the fight, and so continue to try and chase and get the kill on the Razor. The fight, take out Brown. The Stone's coming through. Is it going to be enough? Overwhelming Blink with the host Tom. Do they have the damage to get the kill on the PA? Whoa, disarmed and now running. Tomato. Double Edge comes through. They get the kill on the PA. They're going to buy back on Jowie. They'll look over as they've got the Nightmare landing on the Shadow Demon, who uses that Storm Grafter to try and survive. But he's being run down. Busy killed off. Dubu's gone, and they'll take out Moomiander, who doesn't have buyback. They'll buy back.
Bryo can't die again.
He just fought back. He goes into a tier 1 that's still standing at 48 minutes into the game. They get the kill now out of the Razor. Can they? Bryo, blink, and gone. Just barely.
I can't believe that Sven managed to get out on the side of that fight. They like jumped on him, they threw a dagger and it crit, and he ran away on like 300 HP. And they decided to try and back off. Wow. What a turnaround for LGD.
And now they're going to run through mid. They've got buyback finally available on Moomiander once again.
Dire's middle
AC picked up by Ame. He's continuing to just buy out, not holding that buyback, and that has been a risky move for him throughout the entirety of this game. We're now at the 50-minute mark. And they had a tier 1 standing until just a second ago, and they ripped through that and the tier 2 over mid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tier 2. That's going to be pressured and killed. It'll crumble at the feet of Ame. And that also, Jinkyu just gets away. He's Nightmare mechs and tethers over, just barely surviving for the moment.
What a crazy game. I love this BKB on the Bane, by the way. It's such a big item. Because they don't really have great ways of dealing with the Bane when he BKBs, right? You can only really disruption save who's getting gripped.
Regeneration.
And now Roche is up in a minute 15. Fourth Roche.
Oh my god, another quick one.
And disc now for Dubu. Taking a look at the items across the board. Zhao 8. He wanted that overwhelming blink, and he's going to have it in 750 gold. Also looking for an E-Blade.
Then Dire are
That's just really farmed. Considering the start of the game, especially.
Considering he was 1-8 and 4.
You did buyback last fight, right? Yes. I can't remember.
Oh, they're going to jump in. They're going to jump forward. They've got themselves a disruption. Now, Xiaowei trying to land the stun. Brow gets out with the BKB, but they're going to overwhelmingly blink right on top of Dubu, who is now in a lot of trouble. He takes up on the run, but the Dial about healing damage is just too much for him to handle. They've got the Ravage, and now they're going to refresh it. Saberlight, can he do enough to stop this? They've got Toronto going in with the BKB. He's going to use that a bit away. Here comes the Ravage, and it hits on a big gun as well as Xiaowei. They're going to kill the Saberlight. They're taking the time, but they'll end up losing those track. Who's due by back in the previous fight? The right click seems to be enough to get the kill into Toronto. Crits, but no. There's the first stop. There's the kill out of the Phantom Assassin. They get the kill, and they'll take him out for 98 seconds. He does have buyback, which will be used immediately. Moomiander might not be so much. Gush comes in, and the Sideway Dagger, the bash, a kill on the Faith Beyond. They will take out this Centaur, who does have buyback. They'll find themselves why. They'll take out the Bane, but they both have buyback. Double kill for Toronto, who just fought in.
They need to go Roche now on Undying. After using the Tomato buyback, they have to get into the pit, I think. Especially because you know there's no God Strength, right? And they're going to buy back on LGD because they don't want to let them have it for free. If you could kill Tomato once more, the game's over.
So they don't want to let him have the entire time.
Radiant are scanning.
Xiao 8 is doing so much in these fights. Like, he's causing so much chaos. Just blinking in.
Allies disappear.
Scan comes out from the Radiant, and it doesn't catch anybody in the pit, so they're going to go into the jungle, and they're going to try and fight this. A 4v4, no disruption, no Shadow Demon. The smoke gets broken. They're going to overwhelming blink right on a Saberlight, who does not have a Ravage. Both Ravage and the Refresher on cooldown for another minute. Arcane Blink, though, picked up by this Tidehunter. That's going to make it way tougher to avoid that Ravage.
But, I mean, there's nothing in it at this point. What I really hope for here is that the Sven goes a little bit more crazy in the next fight, and he like tries to blink in because he knows he's going to have buyback, right? And the Lesh won't have it.
Mike trying to do everything he can. He's 0-12-9 this game. He still felt like such a presence. Yeah, 36-16, but it was 32-8.
He was 3-22 at one point.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that one.
Funny numbers.
Funny numbers.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh my god, that no earth swing. Ridiculous. And now they have the Lesh back up again as well.
Refresher picked up for the Razor.
Next fight, basically game deciding here, because it means the other team's going to get Roach as well, potentially. If Tomato dies, he won't have buyback. Yeah, just the Sven and the Whispers you can see on the left-hand side there, having the buyback available.
I'm surprised Ame's holding buyback.
No, I think he should, just because the Lesh doesn't have it.
I know, but he's been buying out every time.
It's different now because they're not as far behind. Oh, they drop a wall on the high ground.
Oh, Blink Ravage coming through with the BKB. It's going to be in time. They've got the Stormhammer coming out onto the Tidehunter, but now they've got the arrow that looks out of Jinky, who's going to try and tether away the Ghost Comes in as well as cycling dagger. He pops the mech. Blink in. There's another Ravage. They found themselves the Spirit Vessel out on Jinky. They're going to kill, but that's going to be both the Ravages used. Blink could stop avoided with the BKB being popped here by Brile. Why? He ends up dead. They have no buyback available on the Bane. Stun lands onto the Mirana as well as the Razor, but they're not in on this yet from LGD. They don't have a Bane to work with. He's going to be dead for 94 seconds still. No buyback. And
there's no Ravage
enough,
though.
54 minutes into the game, he's only 200 gold short, and he's only got 400 in his pocket.
There's no Ravage being got. This could be huge.
That's going to be something we have this pop-up duo as well as Moomieator. We're going to try and get out of there. So he's got themselves to static the track. But they get a kill on the Tomato. He's going to be dead for 2 minutes. They look over at Saberboy. The damage coming in for the Sven. It's just going to be too much. Ame blinked in with that swift blink, trying to get the kill on the Moomieator. They look over at Juba. They've got their own good damage coming in from Pithbeon as well as the stuff. They get the kill on the Juba. The arrow comes in there, lands only onto the Centaur. Jubu, he's dead. Roche available. They're going to try and go for this. There's no way in. No buyback available on the PA. They'll throw the gushes out, but is that going to be worth anything? Brile, he TPs away all the way back to base, and now you're dealing against an Aegis, Cheese, Axe, Blessing, Refresher Shard, all there for LGD, and an 8k lead for PSG.LGD, as they've been down pretty much this entire game, but Undying, who had control for 54 minutes, can't hold it into the 55th minute.
They managed to get the halberd
till PA's up.
They managed to get the halberd onto the PA just as she got her satanic off. So they were just, like, without the lifesteal coming through, she just got absolutely chomped through by the Sven.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Back door is up.
Can they hold? It's not looking likely, but
Dire's middle tower.
He just was put on the IO.
Radiant's top tower.
As well as that Cheese, they're going to take this Rax mid. They know that Tomato doesn't have buyback. Saberlight, they have the Ravage. 2 Ravages in 23 seconds. They've got themselves the Ghost. They're going to use that Ravage. They're going to look over at Ame. Has it down to get the kill on the Sven. He's got some help here from Jinky. They look over at Saberlight. They're going to throw the gush out and try and get the kill on the Pithbeon. Pithbeon sees that Stampede to move over on the side of Undying. They get the kill on the Saberlight. They'll take out the side. They'll take out the tier 4 and they'll look to finish it off. Undying, who looked so good for so long, are trying to hold on, but it's the Ancient exposed. LGD looking to slam it down here, and they will take the series 2-1.